How old were you when you started the bowling?
5 years old.
5 years?
Yes.
And have you, when you with 5 years, a special ball or also the big one?
It was a normal house ball, and I think after I started bowling for a couple years, that's probably when we got my first real bowling ball.
Ah, it's okay. And who discovered your talent and when was it?
I would say my talent wasn't really discovered until I started working with my current coach. His name's William Clark, and that was probably 2018. So about
2018.
4 years ago.
2 years
Yeah,
ago? 2 years
3.
ago? 3 years. 28. Yeah, 21 years.
Yeah.
3 years ago. And it's not so long.
Mm-mm.
It's not so long. What significant does your father, John, have for you in the bowling?
I mean, overall, he supports me so much, and without him, I don't really know where I'd be. I probably wouldn't be here. He obviously takes me everywhere, and he's super supportive of me, even at tournaments and stuff. He's been working on just being a dad and not really trying to get in the way and just clap for me in the background. So he's done everything for me as far as bowling goes.
It's very important for you. Yes,
Yeah,
yes. And only the father. Have you also a brother or sisters?
I do not have any siblings.
And since you make you all together when you go bowling, the mother also only with your father. The all
My mom comes sometimes when she can, but she also supports me from behind the scenes too, all the time, and I'm super grateful for her too. She has to work a little bit more, so she can't always get out there, but when it's a big tournament and she can go, she's always there.
it means we can say it that is a family sport for you. They
Mhm.
make all for you. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, very well. What were you the best success in the U12 and the U15?
In the U12, I finished fifth at junior gold, so I was pretty good back then for my age, and then my first year U15, I wasn't that great. But then I actually started working with my current coach, and we worked really hard, and I ended up finishing fifth in U15 in 2018 at Junior Gold.
What was your greatest success
Oh, my greatest success
in this
was
in these years, not now?
yes. I would say honestly, my finishes at Junior Gold. I also won Teen Masters. I don't know if you've heard of that tournament, so that was pretty big for me. And I would say my first like true success of me starting to become who I was for myself is I won the SYC title in Nashville, the Storm Youth Championships. And I think that's when we really started to see what I'd become.
In these young years, you cross through all the USA.
Yes.
It's very interesting. Yes, for you it's also very interesting. Yes.
hmm
And did you dream of the professional league as a child, or did this wish come later?
So I think I'm a little different as far as this goes. It definitely came later. I didn't really know if I'd ever be able to actually get out there and bowl with the professionals. And so in 2019, we kind of made more of a random decision to go bowl the Women's Open
Hmm?
or the Women's US Open. So I went out there and I didn't make the cut, but I think I was in the top 40. And for me, for what we thought I was going to do, that was really good. And ever since that point, I've just felt like, hey, I can push myself to do this and I can push myself to be on this stage. And this is something I really want to do.
How often do you train a week, and how much time you spend on it?
So I go to the bowling alley about 5 to 7 times a week, and I'm usually there
Seven
for
times every day?
sometimes every day, yes.
Wow.
And I'm usually there for 2 to 3 hours a day.
2 hours every day.
Yeah, a lot.
Wow. This is much. This is much. You are a young girl.
hmm
Do you also have another sport you like?
I do not. So I tried dance when I was younger,
Dance? Dance.
and also when I was younger, I tried gymnastics, but none of them really matched up to bowling. So I ended up just taking on bowling and using most of my time for it.
School and bowling. How does it work for you? Are there any conflicts also?
There definitely can be conflicts, and it can be hard to balance. But for me, I mean, I go to school in the morning, and then when I get out, I might take a little bit of a break, and then I'll go to the bowling alley and put in the work, and then I'll just kind of come home and do my homework and all that stuff. It's definitely, for me, obviously, COVID-19 has not been it's not a good thing whatsoever, but it's actually, since I'm all online for school, I've actually been able to travel a little bit more while still
Mm.
doing schoolwork. So it's kind of helped in some aspects.
How do your the classmates react to your success? Are you a trait that normally like to other or more like a star?
Um, I mean, I'd say that they definitely know my success and like not that we'll joke about it, but they'll be like, "Oh my gosh, guys, there's Jillian," and like stuff like that. And so they obviously know it's there, but at the same time, we're still just friends. I mean, they don't look at me as anything different, so it's just pretty normal friendship.
For your friends, it's a normal part.
Mhm.
Yes, not to especially it's now it's coming our star and so on. All
Yeah,
it's you like a normal 16 years old girl. Are you very ambitious?
I would say I am very ambitious. I want to go out there and show the world who I am and who I believe I can be, and I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I don't really, not that I don't care what gets in the way, but I kind of want to create my own path and I'm ready to do it.
And have you any times this problem when it's in the train or in the competent in the championship when it's not so good your game? Yeah, you be said crazy or you be silent. It's
Um,
a main a brain thing.
yeah, for me, when I'm not bowling as well, I think I'm usually more quiet and just trying to figure out what's going on and fix it.
But I have seen when you have played against Liz,
Hmm.
you was so silent. You give this and so on. You was not like a 16 years old girl. It was like you have played in a flow. It's possible to say it says. You know this is a flow. This was for me it was a flow.
Hmm. Yeah, it definitely was. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. What was going in your head when you first won against Dasha Kovaleva and then even the favorite Liz Johnson? Or was it more like this was like a flow? But was one in your head? You go in the step ladder and then you won against Dasha and then Liz. Liz was the greatest favorite for this. What
Yeah, so
was how your head had worked?
Yeah, so for me, I was trying to stay calm the whole time, obviously. Knowing I had to bowl both of them, it was hard for me because I was definitely nervous. But for me, it was just thinking about making good shots the whole time and sticking to what my process that I had been going through the entire week. And if I knew if I made good shots, I would most likely come out on top, and that's what happened.
Against Brian Cote, you lost very narrowly with only 6 pins. Very sad or rather satisfied.
For me, I think I was more upset that I didn't get the win because obviously, in my eyes, that's what I was going out there to do. And to be able to come that close when I don't have necessarily as many opportunities, it hurt a little bit more than I was
This
sad.
was only a little bit. This was
Yeah.
only one frame, yes, only one frame at last. And you think that's a little bit in the nervous?
Yeah, I think for sure. I know in the ninth frame, I actually got a little bit fast and I rushed. And so I ended up pulling it in a pinch and I left. Well, I almost left a 4-9, but the 4 pin fell. So I left a 9 pin. But if I would have carried that, then I would have won that match.
Even in the Toxis competition, the BWBA Hall of Fame, you went on the step ladder as the second best. So you were one of the most successful bowlers of these 6 days in Arlington and also the youngest one. Are you that cool or are you nervous too? How do you do that when you are 16?
For me, it's just trusting everything that I've done to get there, trusting all the work that I've put in, and then obviously while I'm there, just trying to stay calm and make good shots the whole time and just stay within myself. Because I know that if I do what I'm capable of doing, then I know I have a pretty good chance to go out there and do pretty well.
Mhm. Jillian, if you follow the many comments in Twitter, in Facebook, in Instagram, and so on, and in all social networks, the congratulations were endless. You have seen, yes, the reports on Ball TV and others even described as you a young phenom. Yes, it is even said that you have become the champion of hearts. Yes.
Mhm.
How does a young person like you deal with being among the best of the best?
I mean, it's definitely hard, but that's one of the things that I didn't really realize would come with it when I got so good, especially at such a young age. But it's just kind of getting more used to it and accepting that people are looking up to me and that I'm up there with the best and just being able to go out there and do it. And I've really started to just kind of embrace it more. And I think that's just allowed me to understand it a little bit better and just get more used to it.
You can tell us what are your goals for your future?
Yeah, so obviously I would love to bowl in college and then bowl in the PWBA, hopefully get some titles, maybe a few majors. And then I would also personally love to go out and compete on the PBA if I have the opportunity.
When you goes of the university, the bowling university, this year?
No, I'm only a junior, so I have one more year of high school before I go to college.
Yes, I have read you are in USA have 7 schools. Yes,
Yes,
yes, and you know on which you go? No,
I don't know which one yet.
no. Finally, what tips do you have for our readers, especially the young bowlers?
So I would say I have a few. My main one that I will always say is to practice with a purpose. Because I always think it's better to go out there and throw 6 meaningful games where you're working on something specific and actually trying to fix something rather than just going out there and throwing 15 games for no reason. And I mean, just continue to work hard and never stop working and just don't give up on your dreams because everything's possible.
Ian, thank you for this interview. For now, this it was very great, and
Awesome.
I wish you all the best for you, for your life, for your friends, for your future especially, and also be healthy. It is very important for your
Yeah.
health. Yes, and also on your father, I have also two, three questions. Hello, John.
Yeah.
I'm back.
I have read to you are a head trainer from Stowe. Yes, it's
Yeah, I coach the Stowe girls high school bowling team. So I coached them this year. I coached the boys team 2 years ago. Um, yeah.
what do you think are the reasons for Julian's success?
Um, I think she works extremely hard at her craft. I think that her coach, William Clark, has had a lot to do with that. She she had an innate physical talent, especially with her hand and what she can do with the ball. And he was kind of able to get all of that out of her and really push her um, hard enough without being too hard so that she could really focus on those parts of her game that she wanted to improve and get better. And a lot of it, the reason why I think she got better is because I got out of the way and just let her and her coach communicate and do what they needed to do without me offering my opinion. Find a good coach, shut your mouth, let him do what he does, and the athlete ends up a lot better over time. So that was my approach.
Mhm. When you come at home after Erling, after Julian was the second or the third best from all the bowlers all
Uh-huh.
together, and you come home in stuff. How was the reception by the people?
Oh,
in the city.
it's great. Ohio and the Midwest in the United States is that's really where a lot of bowling takes place. So it's a very there is a lot of bowling here. The community is very much into the sport here too. So and a lot of them have all watched her kind of grow up and know who she is. So even while I was down there, I was getting text messages from 20 or 30 people a day just saying how great everything was and watching and supporting her and all those things. We have a very bowling's a very tight knit community out here, as it probably is around the world. But you know, because they all know it, they all kind of share in everybody's success, and they're just very happy for her, and you know, a lot of fun, a lot of smiles. They enjoy watching her have fun too. So
thank you very much. It's very, very grateful. And Jillian, what can I say? I wish you all the best, healthy, and a lot of wins. And I also wish you win this year your first big pot in the
Yes.
coming year. Yes,
Yes.
in the professionals.
Mhm.
Have a nice weekend and all the best, and bye bye. Thank you very
thank,
much.
thank you very
you.
much.
Was
Hopefully we get to
super.
see you when COVID's over and
Yes, yes, yes,
so
yes. Bye bye and all the best. Thank you very
thank
much.
you so
Bye.
much.
You.